Hey guys, Dabu7. I got some breaking information I want to share with you, and I think it is vital that this go as far as it can. Share this information with everybody you can. Anybody that's out there trying to get an answer like I am. Okay, maybe like you are, because this is absolutely shocking. The tuberculosis outbreak in Los Angeles, Skid Row. Okay, this boils down to the powers that be rubbing another sign in our face. Back when I found the Sandy Hook strike zone thing on the Batman map, YouTube removed my video within hours. I was thankful that a collective consciousness of people had gathered that information and ran with it, and it went viral. And although we will never get the answers that we want in writing, we all know now that Sandy Hook was a hoax and that it was all set up, and it was thanks to the collective consciousness and hard work of all of you that come together to make this happen. Now, what I'm saying here is that this tuberculosis outbreak has happened in Skid Row. This has happened after they found the body of Elisa Lam in the Cecil Hotel directly across the street adjacent from where this tuberculosis outbreak has started. Now, what is eerie about this is when you look into the tuberculosis thing at first glance, I've seen this story for the past week, Elisa Lam, and I looked over it. I did not take the time to look into it, and I should have, but I am now, and I'm bringing it to your attention because you need to pay attention to what's going on here. I believe this woman was hit with tuberculosis and her body dumped in this region, and if anything, it's to serve as a sign. Now, what I mean about that is this. When you start talking about the conspiracy realm and how things come together with numbers and names and time frames, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe it all happens for a reason. It is meant to be. Now, what we have found here is that the tuberculosis outbreak in LA, they are saying, has no connection to Elisa Lam's death in this building. Now, I'm about to show you something that's probably going to make you think different, because this happened in the Cecil Hotel. Now, I'm going to relate to another movie called Dark Water. In 2005, this paranormal movie, Dark Water, has eerie things happen after a body is supposedly found in a water tank on the ceiling of an old apartment building. Now, in the movie, the girl was left alone, and she fell into the water tank. The guy that ran the place was aware of this and refused to fix the problem. Among the paranormal oddities in the movie is dark water leaking down through the ceiling in the adjacent apartments and the elevator not working. You fast forward to 2013, leading up to the discovery of Elisa Lam's body in the water tank at the Cecil Hotel. This is a woman that stayed there and said the dark water was coming out and that she thought that the water tasted funny, and this makes me sick. And they'd used this water for 8 days, and they thought that it was just the way that it was there, adding the black water would come out of the shower when the tap was turned on. Okay, so there's a connection. Now, follow me here. The Cecil Hotel has a dark history. It served as home for two legendary serial killers, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, who rented out the 14th floor for $14 a night and killed 14 people. 6 years later, Unterweger murdered several prostitutes while living at the Cecil. It was also the scene of the 1962 suicide in which 27-year-old Pauline Otten jumped out of a window and landed on somebody, killing her and the person that she landed on. Okay, 2 years later, Goldie Osgood, known by some as the Pershing Square Pigeon Lady, was found raped and strangled at the Cecil. It is also widely rumored, and this is where it gets really interesting, that Elizabeth Short, a.k.a. the Black Dahlia, patronized the seedy hotel and the bar next door to it shortly before her notorious disappearance in 1947. Now, perhaps even weirder than that, in the movie Dark Water, about the disappearance of a body in a water tank, the main character in that movie, his name is Dahlia, and her daughter name is Cecilia. In reference to the Cecil Hotel, Dahlia, Elizabeth Short, talking crap about the Cecil Hotel right before she disappears, and now you have these characters named Dahlia and Cecilia. And if that wasn't strange enough, this is the icing on the cake. This is the right in your face, folks, if you cannot see it blatantly. The test for TB is called Lam Elisa, which is the reversed name of the woman missing and whose body was discovered on the heels of this TB outbreak in Los Angeles. Right now, they're saying there's no connection. They don't know how she died or anything. I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to finish this out with a video of a feed from the Cecil Hotel, and it shows the elevator. Now, you can see her come into the elevator. She presses buttons. They don't work. She exits, and then you see the doors opening and closing by themselves. This goes right along with Dark Water, the movie Dark Water. First it was The Dark Knight. Now we're talking Dark Water. Dark Water shows a Dahlia, a Cecilia, a woman's body being found in a tank, in a water tank, in a hotel, and a lot of crazy things happening. That's in the movie. Real life, you have Elisa Lam go disappearing at the Cecil Hotel. A lot of strange things happening. The elevators acting up. Dark water being found and reported by people. Every single thing that happened in that movie. And here we have the anagram. We have hidden, reversed inside of her own name. The name for the test of tuberculosis. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What are the odds of that? Impossible in my book. This is in your face, laughing their asses off at you and me because you can't see and read between the lines of what's going on here. It was Dark Night. Now it's Dark Water. I hope you pay attention to the signs. There's no way in hell that the tuberculosis testing name is Lam Elisa, and you have a huge breakout of tuberculosis, and they find a body exactly like this movie, and the woman's name is Elisa Lam. Get out of here. I'm going to leave you with the video footage. Y'all feel free to leave comments. We got to get to the bottom of this. Just keep it peaceful. Okay? Spread this. Share this. Let's get some answers, man. Okay? For this woman. And for maybe the many of the people that could potentially die from this tuberculosis outbreak that I do believe is a setup. This is an attack. And this is the beginning of how they're going to do it. Right here. Now, as you can notice, there is no audio. This is the elevator feed where she enters. She hits multiple buttons. The door never closes. People have made the comments that she seems like she's paranoid, like somebody's maybe after her, or she's maybe high on drugs, or she may have to use the bathroom. She definitely looks paranoid. I don't know much about the background of this woman. I thought it was interesting that they did have feed that they released from the Cecil Hotel of the elevator. And you will see in this elevator shot, not sure what that was, but you will see in this elevator shot that she is acting suspicious. I'm not sure if she was alone. She was last seen January 31st, 2013. Weeks before this outbreak, her body was found in a water storage facility on top of this building, which is a very tight and confined space. They found her naked, and I guess the reports will show, if there was foul play or not, if there was water in her lungs. They're having a hard time getting her body out of the spot because it is such a confined space, which makes me wonder, why would somebody get naked and just crawl up into this water hole to die? Just makes no sense to me. Maybe the woman's sick. Maybe she's coming down with stuff. I don't know. All I do know is that this story doesn't add up. And as you can see from the movie Dark Water, it is basically played out into a real-life scenario here where we have a massive tuberculosis outbreak, and the name of the test is Lam Elisa. The woman that goes missing is Elisa Lam. That right there should be the biggest red flag you've ever heard of in your life. Then when you start to look at how it relates to the movie Dark Water, a body found on top of the roof, dark water, I mean, come on. The names of the characters in reference to the Cecil Hotel and the Dahlia, it's just too much. It's overboard. It's overkill. That's a sure sign for those of you that are coming onto the scene trying to open your eyes to what's going on. It's a sure sign that something's happening. This is how they operate. It's right in your face. It's right there for you to see if you have the eyes to see it. Now, after that frame, she disappears, and it leads me to wonder how she got to the roof to begin with if she couldn't make it on the elevator, and if this is the only footage that they have of her. The last footage that they have of her was from the elevator. Well, then she never made it to any other floor, and if it did happen, it happened by staircase. And I would like to think that they also have more cameras throughout the facility. But as you can see here, as in the movie, the elevators decide to do strange things. She couldn't get them to close or to move. And here it's opening, closing by itself, left and right, with no one around. So I thought that this is very interesting. This strikes me as very odd and very startling. And I think there's more to this story than there was with the Sandy Hook Batman Dark Knight Rises. With all that said, I hope to get back some good feedback. Maybe somebody can pull up some information on exactly who she was with. I'm going to do some more research when I can. I do have a full-time job where I work 10 hours. For most of you out there that don't know, 10 hours a day and sometimes 6 days a week. So for me to put my research out there, it consumes me to the fullest to do this line of work. And I cannot touch every aspect and every angle. I just do not have the time to do it. It's why I'm calling on the help of some of you out there. Some of you got the skills. Some of you are talented in doing this as well. And I'm calling you guys out, man. Need some help on this. Shout outs to all you guys. Take care. Be safe. Stay sharp. Keep your eyes open. And until next time, this has been Dabu7 with some more Underground World news.